Hey, so let us pre-apologize if the audio is a little bit crazy on this, because we are currently sitting at the beach. So if you can hear the ocean behind us, that's why. So sorry if the audio is a little loud, but as we were sitting here, we got talking about, our favorite summer places. You know, we're sitting here early spring where we're at, early summer, late spring, I guess, more accurately put. But we got thinking it'd be a good time to make a video on kind of what our favorite summer spots to go are, right?
Yeah, so we've come up with 5 summer destinations that if you only have a few weeks a year or during the summer to go somewhere, these are our favorite spots.
And don't get offended if your favorite spots aren't on the list. A, we haven't been everywhere. And B, there's way too many really cool places to put on a top 5 list. So these are just the first ones that came to our mind this morning. And so we're going to talk about those. There are plenty other honorable mention places that probably deserve a spot on this list.
Yeah, if you have any of your destinations that you would love to comment and let us know. We might have visited, but
maybe we haven't. Maybe it's someplace that we need to go.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments where you would go or where you love to visit, so that we can visit eventually.
Yeah.
If we haven't already.
With this top 5 list, the other thing for you to know is we did not put these in order. This isn't like, number 1 isn't our favorite place ever. The more we're on the road, the harder it is to decide what your favorite place ever is. But these are going to be in no particular order, but the top 5 we thought of today. So where's the first place that comes to mind for you?
So starting out at number 1, I guess, would be Lake Tahoe, California. We spent a whole summer there a few years ago, and we absolutely love the area. We had done a quick road trip there before we were full-time, and it was maybe for like 2 days. And so we really wanted to get back there because we just thought this place just feels so magical. And so probably my number 1 favorite thing about Tahoe, and it's going to sound really weird, is the smell of the air. So the ponderosa pines that are in the Tahoe area in like June, July, it just smells so good. I love it.
Yeah. In Tahoe, my favorite thing was all of the local wildlife. The campground that we spent all summer in, every day, once, twice, 3 times a day, you'd have the local bears come through the campground. Don't worry, they're not after you, they're not after your pets, they just want your trash, so clean up after yourself. But seeing the bears all the time there is pretty fun. Yeah.
Another thing about Lake Tahoe is that it's very clear water. And so our favorite beach that we went to was Sand Harbor Beach. It is so clear you can actually see like all the boulders underneath the water. And so it'd be really cool. It's really cool to paddleboard. That's what kind of we did when we were there. And then just kind of had a beach day, and it was a lot of fun.
If you're into hiking, I mean, there's endless amounts of hikes over there. There's one hike we did down to Vikings' home. It's this historic residence that a wealthy person, I can't even remember the dates, but they built it down in Emerald Cove. They used to own all of the land and everything around there, ended up donating it to the state. So now you can go down there and tour it. They've got the little island that's in Emerald Cove that has the tea house on top of it. We can put some video in here to kind of show you what that looks like. But it's really cool hikes, different things you can do in the area.
Kind of along the same line as hikes, there are a ton of waterfalls in the Lake Tahoe area, and they are massive. And so we really love waterfalls, and so that's a big one for us to visit when we're there.
Yeah. So Tahoe definitely has to be on the list. First place that came to mind for me, I guess we'll stick with a out west theme here. First place that came to mind for me as a summer destination, you can't go wrong with the Oregon coast. The whole stretch of coast from Newport, Coos Bay area even, all the way up through Seaside and Astoria for all you Goonies fans. Um, that is a really, really cool area. You know, just the different types of beaches and rock features and waterfalls, hikes. There's just something magical about that Oregon coast area that I could just sit at the beach out there all day.
Yeah, probably one of my favorite things along the coast in Oregon is Newport, and it's just so picturesque. They have a really cool bridge that if you watch sunset over, it's like the marina and the harbor area. It's just so pretty.
Yeah, and don't forget your lighthouses.
Yes, there are a lot of lighthouses.
Cedar Head Lighthouse. Where does this rank on your tour of lighthouses?
It's definitely in the top 5.
Pretty cool little area.
Mm-hmm.
Spin you around, you can see a little bit of what this looks like around here. Bonus tip, if you're going up there, we associate places that we visited a lot with food, and we remember like where our favorite types of dishes we ever had them at. So I will say this, if you go at the right time, I think for Oregon it's going to be early summer, spring, if I remember right, because we've been through there a couple of times, and I think the time that I had this was during lingcod season. So bonus tip, if you want really great food, there is a restaurant in Lincoln City called Kylo's, and if it's in season, get their blackened lingcod. That's tied for 1A and 1B with a redfish dish down in Louisiana. It's tied for my favorite fish dish anywhere we've traveled. Kylo's, it's right on the water, great ambiance, you can watch the ocean, eat your dinner, cool spot.
So, as we're sticking with the West Coast, another place that we really love is north of Seattle in Washington. We really love that area. There's Deception Pass that you can go visit. It's a massive bridge that's really tall. I don't even remember how tall it is, but the views are epic.
There's 2 of them. They kind of connect. There's an island in between this big pass, and there's 2 bridges that connect to the island, and then from the island over to Whidbey Island. It's all in the Anacortes, San Juan Islands area of Washington State. But it's gorgeous up there.
Yeah, a place that we really loved up near Anacortes to eat. There were we always want to love crab cakes, but we're always somehow disappointed. And so one of our friends that we met, Ian, he actually introduced us to, I'm trying to remember the name of it now. What's the restaurant called?
Adrift.
Adrift.
It's in Anacortes.
So good. So they have these crab cakes, and they have this glaze. I think it's like a raspberry glaze that goes over it. Best crab cakes ever.
Best crab cakes we've ever had. This finally got topped with another place that we're going to talk about. This got topped, but for a long time, the little town of LaConner had a tavern. It's called the LaConner Tavern. For a long time, that was actually my favorite clam chowder that I had ever had, was up that area too. It's since been displaced. Now it's number 2, but hey, if you're a big clam chowder fan, not so much a crab cakes fan, go to LaConner and go to the LaConner Tavern and have their clam chowder.
Yeah, and the town of LaConner is so cute. It's kind of one of those hallmarky towns that you can go to and walk around, and just the shops are so cute.
Yeah, that area of Washington, you've got everything from Deception Pass, where if you're there at the right time of summer, you can watch whales going underneath it, sea lions, seals, the whole bit. It's really cool. But there's a lot of Native American history up there as well. So if you like all of that kind of history and being in those places, on those reservations, and checking that kind of stuff out, it's really cool. They got the Swinomish tribal lands over there, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we actually need to go back to Washington because I feel like we didn't get to explore a huge portion of it. We still want to go check out like the rainforest.
Yeah, that's out on the Olympic Peninsula. We didn't get to do that yet. So I mean, there's a ton of great places that we've left out.
Yeah, Leavenworth. I want to go check out Leavenworth.
So, but
It'll happen in the future.
Yeah.
There's not enough time to see everything when you're there.
Yeah. So, all right, we're going to get off the West Coast because, you know, there's going to be people from the East Coast watching this saying, hey, what about us? Where do we go in the summer?
Oh, we have a lot of places.
There are a lot of places. Now, there are a lot of places on the East Coast that are not going to make this list because we prefer them in the fall.
Or the winter.
Or the early spring or the winter. So, sorry, Florida, we're not coming to see you in the summer. Bye, Felicia. But the top place that comes to mind for me when it comes to the East Coast is the traditional New England area. I'm talking Cape Cod, from Boston to Providence to Newport, Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket. That whole area of New England right there along that coast is pretty amazing. You know, there's just so much stuff to do, from early history to great seafood to just cool little beach towns that, you know, are on all of her Hallmark movies. They're just really, really cool places to visit out there.
Yeah, I really love Newport because there's so much history there, and I love to tour old houses, and they have like a really cool cliff walk that you can do, but on that cliff walk there's actually mansions that you can tour. Obviously the cliff walk's free, the mansions are not. We actually got like a summer pass when we were there in the New England area for summer a couple years ago because we just knew we wanted to go back several times because it is time consuming, and so sometimes you can't hit it all in kind of one trip.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of cool stuff up there. You've got the Plymouth Pawtuxet Museum stuff. You've got you know, the Freedom Trail in Boston.
The Plymouth Rock.
Plymouth Rock. Meh.
No, you go see it for yourself, okay?
Okay, fine. You got to check it off a list,
Yeah.
but you're going to be like everybody else that goes out there and
He loved it. He was so amazed when he saw it.
it's a rock. But it's you gotta see it when you're there, when in Rome, right? So lot of great stuff up there. I think the mansion stuff is probably some of my favorite stuff, and we really liked Martha's Vineyard. So back to the food tips. So the best fish tacos I've ever had actually are at a little hole-in-the-wall place called Sharky's Cantina out on Martha's Vineyard. So there's a lot of nice, high-end, cool restaurants that you can go out to on Martha's Vineyard. Sure, go to them, but don't miss Sharky's Cantina for lunch and get yourself some fish tacos.
And the pulled pork nachos,
That's
because
true.
the first time we went there, we weren't even hungry. We're just like, you know, we're going to the other side of the island. Let's eat before we head over because we don't know what food's going to be there. And so, you know, when you're not that hungry and you go in somewhere and the food is just like, oh my goodness, what is this? That was our experience.
Yeah, you get the pulled pork nachos. You get one pulled pork nachos for the whole table. It'll feed everybody. It's huge. But the fish tacos were great.
And as a bonus tip, we actually did go back to test it out again, because sometimes you're just like, you know, does it hold up? And we went back, had the fish tacos again, had the pulled pork nachos, and it does hold up. We were still impressed. So
Yep, you always have to verify. So that would be, I guess that's number 4 on my list, right?
Yep, number 5 would actually be up in Maine, the Bar Harbor Acadia area. We love it, and we've only actually been up one time. So hopefully we're going to be visiting later this summer again, because it is pretty far north. But we really loved just how cute Bar Harbor is, and it's just so cute.
Yeah, you got a lot of stuff up there. Of course, there's Acadia National Park, so you can check that national park off of your National Parks Pass that you're using. When we went up there, we actually stayed at an RV park that there's tons of lakes, of course. There's tons of fresh water in Maine as well. We stayed on this little lake, and the paddleboarding up there was awesome. Just a great time. I mean, cruise ships stop in there. There's a lot of stuff that you can go see. Some of the RV parks will take you, they have shuttles that'll take you into Bar Harbor in Acadia. So it's a pretty cool spot to spend in the summer. But I don't know if you can. I think we need to have a 5A and a 5B, or like a bonus number 6, because when you're talking about Maine, that doesn't really cover it, right?
Yeah, the thing about Maine is, one thing Rob forgot to mention is, and I want to bring it up because it's a really cool place up in Acadia. It's called Cadillac Mountain. And Cadillac Mountain is actually the first place where the sun rises in the United States. And so Maine gets so light in the morning. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning, the sun's out, and you're like, why? I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah, so, well, and we got to throw a caveat in there. So at certain times during the year, the top of Cadillac Mountain is...
Oh, Logan's shoes.
Yep. Oh, we gotta pause. The ocean is finding us. So we're getting moved. Hold please. Okay. Time back in. We're moved now. What's going on, buddy?
You need to go to the bathroom? Okay. I
Pause
guess we're
again.
pausing again.
We're taking a little potty break. All right, back to our regularly scheduled programming after a couple of unannounced breaks. That tide was coming up on us and taking all of Logan's sand toys away, and
His shoes were floating away.
running. We got a tide that's coming in very quickly. But as we were talking about, Cadillac Mountain likes to try and claim that it's the first place year-round for the sunrise. It's only a certain time of the year that it is, but it is a really cool spot. If you're going to go there, it's in Acadia National Park, so you're going to need a National Parks pass, but you're also going to need to schedule a time to go up there. It's kind of like hiking Angel's Landing in Zions, or doing Half Dome in Yosemite. Any of these ones that you really want to do, when you go to these national parks, you're going to have to schedule a time to do it because the Park Service only lets so many people in there at a time, and you got to get on the list.
Yeah, we kind of made that mistake when we first went up there, and they're like, nope, you need a ticket to get in. So we had to wait a couple of days to go back in and enjoy the sunset. Well, we actually went for sunset when we went. Because sunrise is too early for our family, apparently.
We're famous for doing that too,
Yeah.
because we had to when we went to Zions. There was a list to get in there too, and
Yeah, we didn't realize it.
We almost didn't get to go into Zions.
Yeah, when they started doing it, like in 2021 when we visited, it was like a brand new thing too. And so we didn't know. But research it before you go places, because sometimes you need a ticket.
So outside of the Bar Harbor area, we've got to tag something else along with that, and it's where we're sitting right now.
Yeah. So probably one of my other favorite parts of Maine is southern Maine, specifically basically from Kennebunkport all the way down to like Ogunquit. And so I really love that area. It is like the quintessential Hallmark town. And so I really love that. I just love to walk around. I love that the beach is like right here where we can visit.
We're on Ogunquit Beach right now. Well, we're actually kind of right on the divider line. Actually, you can see where the houses start right there. That's Wells Beach. And where there's no houses, when the houses stop, that's Ogunquit Beach. So technically we're sitting on Ogunquit Beach, but it's not too much difference between the two. It's all one runs into the other. So.
Yeah, it is kind of nice because they do allow dogs up here on the beach, but you have to go left when you get here to Ogunquit Beach if you want to go, because Ogunquit actually is right, and they don't want dogs on the beach. But if you go left towards Wells Beach, you can bring your dog. So
yep, you can have your dog on a leash. So we're gonna have to go to a couple places a little further up north than here. We hear there's a couple of beaches that we're gonna check out this summer where you can have your dog there. They can be off leash, super dog friendly beaches. So, but yeah, this area of Maine it's just awesome.
Yeah.
You know,
we're excited to explore more of it this summer and really get the true essence of Maine.
But that would be, I think if we had to come up with 5 best summer destinations for travel, those are the ones that stick out. Like I said, there's a lot of places that could have been on this list. Like if you want, the Blue Ridge Parkway, Yellowstone, just different places all over the country. I mean, tell us where your favorite places are.
Yeah, comment and leave us what's going to be on your summer bucket list? Are any of these on your summer bucket list, or do you want them to be on your summer bucket list?
You know, and whatever you put in the comments, we probably won't argue with you.
Probably not.
At the end of the day, I mean, there's so many great places to see. You can never see them all in one summer or in several summers. But those are our top 5 for now.
Yeah, and our list could change. The more we travel, the more we fall in love with places. We haven't even been up to like the Upper Peninsula in Michigan, so we could love that.
Yeah,
So
I can see it now. There's going to be people all over in the comments. How do you leave Michigan off this list?
Yeah.
We haven't been there yet.
So we can't put it on our list.
You might be right.
Yeah, one day.
But, food tip for here, by the way. Hobbs Harbor side, right here in Wells. Oh, cool. It's a shell, buddy. Hobbs Harbor side. Get their crab stuffed shrimp. That actually, now I have to go back and verify for a second time, but the initial reports put that in the top 5 food dishes period that I've ever had. Legit. So we'll see. We're going to go back again this summer and I'll verify that for you, but that's where I'd tell you to go if you're coming here to Southern Maine.
If you're wanting to get lobster rolls and clam chowder and not spend a fortune, because we have our first time we visited, we have 4 kids with us, and so there are 6 of us. Now we're down to 5 of us because our oldest has moved out. But even still, 5 of us to buy a lobster roll up here, you're going to pay probably $35 just for the lobster roll. And so our tip is, if you are in the Wells-Ogunquit area, is drive up. You go inland about 30 minutes to a place called Sanford, and it's called Shane's of Maine. They give you a lobster roll, a cup of chowder, french fries, a drink, and it's like $20. And so you really can't beat it.
Get the whole meal for under 20 bucks instead of 35 bucks just for the lobster roll. Now, don't get me wrong, some of those lobster rolls in other places are really good, but yeah, for the money, you can't beat Shane's.
Yeah, and they also have ice cream, so you can't go wrong with ice cream.
Yep. When you come to Maine, it is hard ice cream.
Yes.
Not soft serve. They are all about the ice cream up here in Maine. So check that out. Popovers. There's a lot of stuff we gotta try while we're up here. But those were our top 5 summer places. Like I said, tell us where you guys like to go, and hopefully we'll be able to show you around Maine a little bit more this summer.
Yeah, we're excited to be here and get more places that we want to go, and we can make more lists.
Yep. All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.
Bye for now. Thanks for watching our top 5 summer destinations. We had so much fun putting this list together. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to our channel and comment below with your favorite summer destinations. We'd love to hear them. If you haven't watched our last video about Portsmouth, New Hampshire being a hidden gem, I'll link it right here, so be sure to check that out. Next week, we're heading to the charming town of Kennebunkport to discover its unique charm and beautiful streets. We're really excited, so be sure to follow along, and we'll see you next time.